everyone, and welcome back to the Diamond Moment. I'm your host, Luciana Cordero, and today I'm here with Amir. Hi, Amir, how are you?
Good morning, Luciana. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm really excited to finally meet you. I've heard a lot about you.
Thank you. I'm glad to meet you. I've been watching your interviews. You're doing a great job, by the way. I enjoy
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Okay, so let's get right into it and let's get
Okay.
started.
Sure.
Um, First of all, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Battle of Tampa Bay and what do you think about it? Like, what do you think sets the Battle of Tampa Bay apart from other fighting events or martial arts tournaments?
Sure. Obviously, there are a lot of good promotions in town. I've been in St. Pete's since 1985. And so it took me 13 years of research and hard work to put this together. And I finally decided, okay, I want to do my own show. But what I wanted to do differently than other promotions that I saw, because I tried to go to different shows and learn from everybody's mistakes and also learn from all the positive points and what they were offering to the community. So I learned that one thing you cannot do is cut corners. When you do a promotion, you have to make sure that you're generous, you spend money properly, and you cannot cut corners just because you want to save a penny here or a penny there. So that's what made the difference with the Battle of Tampa Bay. Now, with the Battle of Tampa Bay, our main goal is to showcase the fighters in the amateur division in a very professional setting, and that's the difference. You go to a lot of amateur fights, you could tell it's an amateur event. When you come to the Battle of Tampa Bay, yes, there are amateur fighters, but the event is a professional event and it's professionally run, and that's why we are very proud of it.
Yeah, I love to hear that. And that links perfectly into my next question, which is like, what do you think that we can expect as an audience from the Battle of Tampa Bay?
Oh boy, I can tell you, it's going to be electrifying. It's going to be a most exciting show anybody has ever seen. This is my number 27. I've done it for 27 years. We do usually one show a year, and it's going to be so exciting. You cannot even hear yourself. That's how loud the crowd gets. You're going to have close to 1,000 people in the arena, and it's going to be 21 very exciting shows. A lot of young, great fighters coming, and I'm very excited. After all these years, my heart starts still, goes fast, and I get excited just like the fighters, like I am in the ring myself.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, from what I've heard, I know that you're the heart of the Battle of Tampa Bay, which is really exciting. Everyone's really looking forward to it. And I also wanted to know, like, what are the challenges that come with organizing something like this? And what do you do to overcome them?
I know it's hard to say that there are not really too many challenges if you're planning your show correctly and properly. So when I tell people, it's hard for them to believe that I'm actually a one-man show. I start planning the Battle of Tampa Bay 6 months in advance. I do all the graphics myself. I do all the designs for the posters and tickets. I do all the match up for the fighters. I get all the sponsorship myself. I make the contracts. I do everything on my own. But I have a good group of students and volunteers, my brothers and my family that help me at the day of the event. So it takes a lot of work. Really, if I were to name one big challenge, the biggest challenge are the fighters to be able to get everyone match up properly, and then you're going to have last minute cancellations, stuff like that. But because we have done this for so long, and I've done it for so long, I've created a great, um, you know, uh, group of people and resources and great fighters and other coaches in town that we're good friends, and they always back each other up. We always back each other up. Like if I need a fighter, I call Eric Marshall. Eric, I need a fighter right now. I just lost someone, and he immediately, comes forward and helps me out, and or any other instructors, Orlando Rivera, there are just many good gyms in town, and they always help out. So that's exactly the biggest challenge I could say.
Yeah, well, now let's move on into a little bit more about your career because you're not just the organizer of the Battle of Tampa Bay, but you have your own gym, you train a lot of people, and I've had the honor of speaking to some people who have trained under you who really admire you. So I really want to know, um, How did you start your own gym? What came to it? What inspired you to do this?
Sure. Well, I started training in martial arts at a very early age. I mean, I've been doing this for over 54, 55 years or more. I started my gym in St. Petersburg in 1985. We just actually, in January, we celebrated the 40th anniversary, which was a great milestone, you know. And so for me, it was just a great honor to be able to be in the same community for as long as I have been. So um, it's been a great career. I mean, it's been a dream come through, and this is what I do. This is what my passion is. This and it's not even work. You know, when you do something that you love, it's not work anymore, and I enjoy every second of it. I've done it for a long time, and I've uh, t- trained a lot of fighters. I've trained thousands of people. I've seen generations of kids that I've taught and trained, and that they're bringing their kids and grandkids right now to my academy. So it's just a great honor for me to see three or four generations of people.
Yeah, and there's this question that I love asking the fighters, which is who their mentor is. And your name has come up a couple of times, but I also wanted to ask it to you if you've had any like mentorship figures throughout your career.
Absolutely. My biggest mentor was my father, obviously, but not my mentors are not necessarily a martial artist, because martial arts is not about just punching and kicking. So I have a lot of mentors that I look up to. One of my good students who's my oldest student, and he has been with the academy for 40 years. His name is Steve Kleiman. He's one of my mentors, and he's one of my students. So I look up to people not just for the purpose of martial arts. I learn business from them. I learn life lessons from them. So I've had many good people along the way that I could mention. Grandmaster Neil Hammerstone, who passed away and no longer with us. He was one of my mentors, and a lot of good people. And so, yes, we all need people in our lives to look up to and learn from. And I have plenty of good people, and I've been blessed with that.
What do you think are some of like the benefits for young people to take part in martial arts that go beyond just the physical aspect of the sport?
Absolutely. This is a fantastic question. So I always teach my students and tell everyone that I train, whether they're kids or adults, that martial arts is like a triangle. We have mind, body, and the spirit. And the way I would explain that to the people, that the mind represents education, good thinking, studying, reading, and emphasizing on education, because we need a martial artist who's smart and intelligent. We don't want somebody who just learns how to punch and kick with no education whatsoever. So that covers that part. The body present represents the physical aspect of training. You know, conditioning, training, technique, being in good shape, nutrition, eating well, and being healthy. And the spiritual part is all about, a lot of times people think I'm talking about religion, and that's not exactly what it means. What it means, being a good person, being tolerant, be able to be around other people from different backgrounds and be able to work with everyone regardless of their color of the skin or background, ethnic background. Just being a good person, and that's what triangle martial arts is all about, and that's what I teach my students. I've done it for the last 40 some years that I've been teaching, and by teaching that, you create a good energy and good environment, good community, and the students love it. They have that sense of family is created because of that, and also, yes, other aspects, definitely teaches them self respect, discipline, confidence, self survival. And I don't like to call it self defense, because self defense is a very limited phrase for a very limited situation. So self survival is when you know you have to stay alive and you have to, protect your life with everything you've learned and everything you have in your power. So these are the things that I teach kids and the adults. So which is extremely important. So
Yeah, and throughout your years in martial arts, what would you say is the best quality that a martial artist could have?
same thing again. You have to have the triangle martial arts. If one corner is missing and one element is missing, you're not a complete martial artist. You need to be a good person. You need to be a smart person, and you need to have good training and good physical, you know, habits and good training.
Yeah, definitely. And going back to your role in the Amir Academy for martial arts, what was your vision when you first started this gym, and how have you seen it grow so far?
Well, everything that I do in my life, I always, have to envision that, you know, I remember one of the first things I saw when I came to the United States. I went to, I think it was Disney World in Orlando, and one of the rides says "Dream it to have it," something like that, and that stuck in my head. So the dream is like a vision, or vision is like a dream. You have to have it in your head what you want, what you really want, and then you plan it, then you implement it. And that's what I had. Well, I had my first gym when I was only 16, which is probably one of the youngest people you could ever claim. And it's hard for people to believe because, I mean, if right now somebody tells me at age 16 they own a karate school, I'm going to laugh at them. I don't take them seriously. But I come from a different background, different culture. My father helped me out to open up my first place. I wanted just to teach martial arts. After 13, 14 years being in martial arts, I just wanted to teach, and I've learned a lot from teaching. So that was my vision even when I was a young kid. I knew when I grew up what I wanted to do. Even though I went to college and I went to school and learn a trade, I wanted to teach martial arts. That's what I wanted to do. So I had the vision, then I planned it, and then I did it.
When you first founded your gym, did you expect to see it become what it is now?
To be honest with you, yes, because I had it in my head what I wanted to do. That's exactly what I did with the Battle of Tampa Bay. I had a vision. I knew what I wanted to do. I remember the very first time I wanted to do the first Battle of Tampa Bay in 1998. In 1997, I gathered a group of my students and friends and family, sat in my gym, and planned the Battle of Tampa Bay. I did the same thing for the gym. I knew what I wanted to do. I started in a very small room in an apartment complex in 1985 with only 600 square feet, no air conditioning, no carpet, hard floor. That's all I could afford at that time. That's all I could do. But I knew what I was going to do little by little, and that's where we are right now.
Yeah, and it's really important because with all the martial artists that I've talked to, they've all mentioned how important it is to be part of the like be part of a gym and get that like sense of family and sense of community. That's really what pushes you forward. So what I wanted to ask was, how do you make sure that you keep building this a feeling of community in your gym?
Well, it comes with the territory, and it comes with the way we teach and the way we run the academy. As I explained to you, we create that sense of camaraderie and a family by try to be a true to yourself through to your teaching and the way you to what you believe in. So, because of that, I have been able to create a great community within the academy, and you know it's a great feeling. We have our students come from different backgrounds. We have students who are physicians. We have students who are surgeons. We have students who are police officers, FBI agents, federal agents, contractors, construction workers. Because in the academy, we train and we treat everybody with the same level of respect, regardless of what your profession is. We give everybody the same amount of love and care and attention. It creates that sense of community and sense of the relationship and the camaraderie among them. So we are like we have our own yellow pages, put it that way. If somebody needs tires, first they ask everyone in the academy, does anybody have connections with tires? Somebody needs a physician, we have a doctor. Somebody needs a police officer, we have one. Oh, Amir, I just got a ticket today, can we do something? Oh, let's talk to some of the officers if they could help us out. It's like the academy has been a tremendous, I could say it's a family. It is what we have done basically.
Yeah, and it's really important. It's really what pushes people to want to train in different sports and want to be part of something, knowing that they can go to a place where they're going to be welcome with open arms, and every aspect of their life like makes them who they are, and seeing how other people appreciate that too is really important and makes you feel motivated and push forward. Which links to my next question, which is, what is your motivation now to keep pushing forward and like pushing the boundaries in martial arts and like in creating events? What do you think motivates you to keep just pushing?
To be honest with you, I know it might sound arrogant, or I hope you take this in a good spirit. I don't need motivation. I am motivated. Every morning I wake up, I am just happy. I touch my arms, my body. I'm awake. I'm alive. I have one more day. I am self motivated. But if I were to really pinpoint at someone and what would really gets me going are my students, my family, my daughter, my wife. When I come to the academy, I see the kids. It just excites me, you know. And when I see the fighters, I'm motivated all the time. So I don't think that's going to go away until the day I die. And that's what gets me going. It gets my blood boiling, you know. And so I think that's my answer. So,
Yeah, I love that. Just appreciating every day as it comes and
oh,
trying
absolutely.
to make the most out of it.
Yeah. If I can get Frank in class, that'd be great. Oh, yeah. That's
Oh,
what
I
I
want
want
to
to do.
see that.
Yeah. Yeah. He came a couple of times. He's a cheater. We need to get him there.
Well, final question before we can be done.
Sure.
Um, is what advice would you give to a young fighter who's stepping into the Battle of Tampa Bay for the first time?
I would give advice to any fighter who's going to any event for the first time, not just the Battle of Tampa Bay, because Battle of Tampa Bay is just another promotion. But anyone who wants to fight and who wants to compete and wants to get in the ring, there are three things they need to understand. Number one, hard work. Being talented is not enough. Hard work beats talent. It's an old saying everybody knows. I'm a big believer of that. You need to work hard. You need to train hard. You need to run. Uh, and you need to do your road work. Everybody wants to be a fighter these days until they get hit once. They realize, okay, maybe this is not for me. So before you decide to become a fighter, you need to sign up for with a good gym, good do good a good year or 2 years of good training. It all depends. I mean, I have fighters who've been with me only for 1 year and they're getting ready to compete because they're so dedicated. They come 6 days a week. They train hard, but you need to put in the work. That's it. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. You need to work. I've had people come here. They're extremely talented. They look beautiful to watch, but they're just too lazy and they don't want to put in the work. You just need to get off your butt, get in the gym, do the road work, and do a lot of sparring, a lot of rounds, and I would not step into the ring for a 3 2-minute round fights in the Battle of Tampa Bay. I make my fighters do 10 rounds at the academy minimum. Otherwise, they will not qualify to get in the ring because the environment, the crowd, the excitement already raises your blood pressure to a level that your heart rate is probably up to 120, 130 already, as if you already done 2 rounds of fight. So you cannot possibly get ready for a fight by just doing a mediocre type of training 3 days a week, hit the bag 1 hour here, 1 hour. No, you need to fight. You need to train hard and you need to put in the work.
Yeah, sounds perfect. Practice makes perfect, right?
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Amir. Now
Of
I'm gonna
course, my
give you
pleasure.
a little slot where you can talk about like invite our watchers to come to the Battle of Tampa Bay and see all this hard work pay off.
Well, I think everybody should come and watch a fight. We're almost sold out, so we only hold a few tickets at the door. Um, that's our has been our practice for the last 27 years. This is what I want to explain to the viewers. This is not just a sales pitch. We have never had an event that was not sold out. So remember that. If you're gonna last year at the Frank remembers that last year at the Battle of Tampa Bay at the Hilton, people will start getting mad at us because we did not have tickets anymore. We could not let them in. Some people say we don't care. We would stand up, and then later on they get upset. Why? We just paid for the ticket and we were standing up. Well, get your tickets in advance. The event is almost sold out. We only have, I think, around 100 tickets left that we always do. That's our policy. We always keep 100 tickets for the crowd at the door, whoever comes first, and that's it. Because the tickets are sold by our fighters, and people purchase them in advance. Our VIP tables were sold out 4 months ago, and so it's a good problem to have. I'm inviting people. Show up. Some people show up late. They get their tickets. They just want to show up at 9 o'clock. Then why even come? If you're going to buy the ticket, show up on time so you can see all the fights, and then you can get a good seat. So later on, they don't complain. Oh, I didn't have a good seat. I came at 9. Well, 9, you're 3 hours late. Okay. This event on May 10th starts at 6 p.m. We open the door at 6 p.m. and the first fight is going to start at 6:30 because we have 21 bouts. It's more than usual, and we want to make sure that we do it right, and we want to make sure we are very organized and we don't waste time. And we're gonna have a bunch of knockouts, I'm sure. So we're gonna go through the fights very fast. We're gonna have several intermissions for people to have a break, and we have a big after fight party at the same hotel. So I encourage people to make time to come to the event. If you want to have a good night of fun and excitement with your family, come on over. Some people ask me, can we bring kids? Absolutely. I would not bring kids any younger than 6 years old because they're going to get tired and they want to go home, and then you're going to pay the money and watch a fight and you cannot watch a main event. It's not going to be fun. So yeah, it's mostly for adults, but kids, anyone over age 7, 8, I think they will be fine. It's family friendly environment. We have great security, great people, great staff, and it's going to be a great show.